This is day 962 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you like to sponsor upcoming share or more of the Shulchan Yomi, please come me directly. Very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing Siman Tafra Shmem again. No shock there. Siman Chav Fala, Sif Chav Fala to Sif Chav Ches. Oh, a lot of turning nowadays. Chaf Aleph. The Shita Tzem Yitzhak Levi have a mamish le'evach. Opposite Shita, Nita Bitam Tovia Shoshanta. If the pitam is taken off, which is the Shoshanta on top, it's matter what. It's only possible if it's on the bottom, the stem. Shita Gam Masha B'Toch Eser, when it's inside Eser, is also moved. Tama Yishlamar. His reason could be the Kamen Shesh is swinging Shailim Cloud Shoshana, so you don't have a pitam at all. And so if so many little Shoshanta, because it's possible there's no pitam. If when the Chini, since it's not there, it's not a impediment. Gamki Isnu, even if it's there, but need to remove. Low Magakli should be a problem. Bob got the Matzin Bumi Kochin, he had laced low Maka, Kevin Kaklach is boss or thing, even though we find by Kochin. I think which are when they're not there, it's not a problem that impedes eating the meat. But when they are there, they are an impediment. So that's when they're present at the moment. If they're not around, I mean, they were lost. Lo makva, they're not impediment. Here too, even though if the pitam would be here, it'd be an impediment. He lays lo akva, it's not here, it's not an impediment. Koshkan sheyeshu lo you lo molam, especially considered some which never had. Gam enum and basar esrog, even and it's also not from the flesh of the esrog. Avshnis marshal of kikum, even though it's like a membrane on top of lodim kuma ayon. It's so different than the outer membrane of the esrog. When that outer membrane, part of that outer membrane is removed, it's not a problem. The Nita Uktzum Yifnim, the puzzle, and that which the stem is removed on the inside is puzzle. Now we should be considered okay. It's not because of the missing stem. But because of the void which relates to the essay. When you're allergic to chaser, it never looks to split outright like it's missing. Veins of the gil tam, and it's not a tam, not complete. Bracket says Arukh HaShulchan because the same way. If he said going this pitanta vokso in the Mishnah, the pitam and the okets, which I mentioned in the Mishnah, are both shnei okets. They're both about the stem. But the okets is the part of the stem outside the hole. Pitamto and the pitam is masha b'tohagum, what's inside the hole. That which is, it says the piston is removed, the pestle of the mortar. It's like that portion which is like the mortar in the pestle, the pestle in the mortar, the piston like top. Chabez, guys, know the nearly the machlekes, the Rabbi was saying, Ela have a machlekes mibayu Shalmi. Shalmi has such a machlekes. I mean, Sham, Nila Bitamto, it's a pitam was a tam Ramina. There they said in the Bavel Shoshanta, it's the pitam on top. It's a pico. It's a pico. That's the bottom because pico davra the stem. Pico davra go because the pico is a round thing. Shetamon davracha, which is embedded in something else. More perky based the para. Lo yaza when say about sprinkling the para do more waters. Lo yaza a kush. The pico shouldn't sprinkle them on the kush, which is like a shuttle for loom. That a pico perish rab. Mashim see so a kush la lachbido. Something which you put at the end of the shuttle in order to make it heavier. It says in the tray for the parak. Hanogea the pika. Somebody touches the pika pierce, a rav cane, eagle green, ugokata, some roundish thing. Notice a shapelki put it at the top of the weaving implement. Volos parak zayin ad she'agiluka rosh kipa pika. When the head is coming out of the womb, it has to be round like the top of a pika. And we see that the end of the stem, which is embedded in the esrog, it's much more round. More than what's outside the esrog. He's going this Tamar Amik Rabbi Yaakov Yitzchak Omar. Tamar Amik. The Tamar Amik in Bavel is like Yitzchak Yaakov, and Rabbi Yitzchak Omar is Rabbi Yitzchak Halevi. The brackets he says in Matzah, he said we were Ran. I found this in the Ran. Vosibodi adds also Rabbi Yitzchak Chakula, the Yerushalmi, who Rabbi Yitzchak ben Elazar the Shastilan. The same person. Mashar Farsh Buchanto says it's the piston. In case Shas don't posik the nitla shushanto kosher. So in this case, our Shas paskins that if the pitum is missed, it's kosher. But MSC raya brua. This is soundproof. Ahmad the kaimel on the hod the haki ushalmi omer tamon means bovel. But that which that which had difficult is that which Yerushalmi says Omer Tamon says the Yerushalmi that there they said so above them first Pitam To Shoshanta. And according to the Yerushalmi saying in Bavel they said the Pitam is the Shoshanta, but we just got saying that according to Rabbi Yitzchak ben Elazar, it's the stem, the oketz, tzarchim. Chav Gimel. Rifa Rambam Varachle Vatesis for a Rosh, all them Pirshish Kishneim. They took both positions. Neither Pitamto and Shushanto. If the victim is taken, neither Bachanto and the stem is taken. Oketz Shebeso Shneki Niklu Psulim. Both when they're taken when they're missing a apostle. Apostle was saying Baal Shulchan Siv Zayin Siv Ches. Zel Shoinam. This is what they say. Niklu Dado. If we move the Dad for Rosh Hashanah, which is our Shoshanto, which is our Pitam Puzzle. Yesh Machim Nitla Shoshanta. That much Yidla Shoshanta. That much Anokim Pitma. V'tolachim Malkum She'efshar. I guess he's only if the top was removed, the flowering part. It's still some people consider possible even just that's missing. It's best in Machem Biu. The Adina, according to strictly of the law, and leave so Elin Kane Nital Hadat. Rosh Pitma love, the stem part of the pitam which goes in the esrog. But Rosh Hashanah, of which the top is called the Shoshanta. Close the dafka minigla. It's only if it's removed. The loyal dami home. We've never had this literally means the nipple on top. Most of the our Medinas do not have a pitam icon. You have to explain what exactly the Shulchan Aruch is saying. This is what it means. The pitam in the Lashon Mishnah, the Paiskim Shoshanta. Shoshanta, which is here Eitz Haroch, you'd say Ktsas, you'd say Barosho, the stem which comes at the top of the esrog, Nukamin Da, which is like a type of nipple, Varosho Chava Ktsas, and it's on top, it's a little bit wider, Mikolhem Shecho from the rest of it. V'yikar the Shoshanta, that's the primary thing called Shoshanta. The Shem Shoshanta, Safal Yana, Shoshana is let's talk about the upper ridge, which is like a flower. You can see what it says, Fas Perach Shoshan. There's a passage which refers to the lip is like a shoshan flower. Therefore, those say I feel like nita maki ve'elyo, even if just that flowering part of the top is this, it calls dabish things, and the rest of the pitam is intact. Possible. Can be gone by nitla shoshan. Is what says if the shoshan is missing, sabi kavana dim rak nitla shoshan yarab possible. You're just missing the top flowering, but it's still possible. I'm saying okay, it's not true. It's coming to preclude, according to this opinion, the stem on the bottom. It's saying the top and not the bottom. And since the top has a simon, that it has this flowering part, there's no pick much of a Mishnah that says that's the Mishnah. As opposed to the stem on the bottom. I've long and apostle actually not tell it's not possible the entire nipple sticking out is removed, including the part which goes into the esrog. Which Shulchan Aruch says Nitla Dad. Apostle says that if the wood is removed, even when that's embedded in the esrog and there's like a hole there, therefore it's possible. But if there's only what's the top of the esrog is removed, top of the flesh of the membrane there, so you don't be machmir. Some say you should be machmir. If it's a little bit of the wood and top left still beyond the membrane of the esrog, then you don't need machmir. Yeah. That's what you said, especially machmir. Even just with the tippy top is removed, it's not okay true in terms of strict level law. Those who wrote the Bein and Sham Ima Buchna. It has to be with the piston. Uh, it's me, I'm astonished. That's my brother. I didn't know buchna cloud. There is no buchna at all. Nigmar b'shavei me'esrog. In other words, there's no piston going into the mortar, so to speak, the pestle going to the mortar of the esrog. It's not the case. It's case. And ends equal even with the esrog. Only those which are they have no pitum. There looks like a little indentation. A little bit. Omega has no depth. Okay. He says the bracket there is no such mortar and pestle arrangement on top. If it says remove the one for which it hangs the tree, make it from the body. So this place left as a whole, also it's so good. Nothing a little bit of the wood is removed. And the some thickness remains. So the entire width of the hole is covered. Kosher ad kalashano. So the only part of the hole is covered also. Because of those who wrote the chibur de machar have a chibur. I guess you can sew it back, or maybe you can use crazy glue. Okay, it doesn't work. The davar tumu mishu matir bezeh. Astonishing if somebody is marked by sewing. Okay, not to be shnei chatzoyes sorgim. Should never take kisa machas. So you marked with two half sorgim, which you could connected by a stick. That was sticking both sides onto a stick, like a toothpick or something. A machar by a needle. But here there is one somebody wrote that with shas and chak when they're under pressure, when there's only there's no other esrog. See, yesh latir beneath the kol oketz esrog. You make even if the entire stem is removed to esrog after yom rishon, even the first day. It's very name of chacham tzvi. Koshler is kenei kohani ravas etzarchim. I say with the match against all those vaser. Mishabur vesting down name chacham tzvi. It says that if the pitum is removed. And it's like there's like a hole there, and there's nothing less to see. He can make a bracha and even for the first day, and I'm sure the Arukh HaShulchan would differ that also. No reason why I have to make a bracha, and some opinions seem possible. Chavav. Anachnu, not me, the Arukh HaShulchan. I don't because they can break. Without Shoshanta, Muhudar, which is Muhudar in other ways. Anita Mixas Elyon, Vumuhudar, you have one which doesn't have the flowering part on top, but it's Mudar, Yesh Achim, Shoshanta, the other one does have the flowering part on top, flowering part on top. It's not so Mudar. Mitzias Takach, Muhudar, Shablo, Shoshanta. It's best to take one which is Mudar without the pitim. Shikach is any Mudar than taking the one which is not Mudar, Ima Shoshanta Shlema with a perfect Shoshanta. So it's the same thing. It says, however, that's only if only the Shoshanta is missing. If some of the wood from below the Shoshanta is also missing, even though there's some wood still sticking out from the top of the esrog, it's better to take another one if possible. Chav Zayin. Esrog Amurkab, a grafted esrog, a puzzle of the garment. It's supposed to absolutely grafted with a lemon, presumably. There is no other esrog. Which says if there's no other one in the city, you should take it all 7 days, but without a bracha. So the machmir that even take it without a bracha, you shouldn't do because you might come to do it in other years. In ancient times, there's somebody wanting to make on grafted that's working, but Rob will have kol chachmei Yisrael b'tzfas, and all the gdolim b'tzfas ganged up on him and asked it all together. This is in the brackets here. Chuvas Ram Alshek, Ram Padva, Chuvas Ram. Once the esrog is grafted onto lemon, or some other type of fruit, it's nullified to the tree to which it is grafted. So they grafted an esrog branch onto a lemon tree, and he's saying that that's not good. Which was certainly if you did the other way, you took a lemon branch and grafted it onto the esrog tree. Okay, like we say, if you have a branch from a tree which is less than 3 years old, so it's orla shesubazeh, and you graft it onto a tree which is 3 years old. But terminal is part of the nation's bottle is okay because it's subordinate to the older tree. Because so they wrote that Morkav Yesh Chimut Harbei. They said how can you tell an esrog is grafted if it has a lot of acid? Klipas doctrine is a thin skin. Shana Morkov, if it's not grafted, Chimutzamana it's not so sour. Klipas oven has a thick skin. Yesh Kasa, those are what the Eluhem Asimonim, the Murkov, these are the Murkov, the Murkov Chalak, one which is a grafted and smooth. Vakshem and Kasha, so Yeshlim Blitos crowns, they have bumps and all Bchol from all of them. But Murkov Okets Bolet, in a grafted one, the stem sticks out, and the Kasha ones, it is embedded, it sinks into that. So Murkov Hamo Rav, in Murkov there's a lot of juice. Vaklipa Daka, and the skin is thin. Vakshem and Kasha ones, Hamo Mat is little juice. Vaklipa and the skin is thick. If it's grafted, the seed is towards the horizontal in the esrog. It's vertical in the esrog. The Mishnah brings down, the Bechor Yaakov writes that he checked the slogan that sometimes sometimes the seeds go this way, sometimes another way, and therefore this is not a valid seed. Kavches, these are not much come from the ancients. That's how they check in their relative specific countries. Which Kasa Batsmo, I guess Alshech was writing this here. I'm not sure who's writing. I think it's Alshech. No, the Ram Patok. Shebi Milkom Echad Eswagim, Shemistakim Bohem. They brought it in certain places they're not sure. Vima Simone Mukubal, my own leave dog son. Some were definite. They should just check with Simone. Well, the Swogin Corfu, Shaquin Corfirer, Swogin, Hem Halkin Gamba, they're very smooth. But Besh Ogets Molate, many times the stem sticks out. You know, Shem Krovin, BMS, if we're going to say they're truly grafted, Kasher Harbe, Megdoli Ador, Zera, Botsashim assume like Megdoli Ador from ancient years forbade them. Higamasori so, but Sogim Marokka, Gamkin are Bay Shalem Chalokim. That's why if I'm married, so from Morocco, many of them are smooth. Shem Kasu, the female of the Rasim Bimit Itaga, Shem Shteminayas, Shem Shoelem Shteminayas. They wrote that in their country, is in Italy, there are two types of Srogim, because Maram Padua is writing this, because he's in Padua, in Italy. Esroge Genoa, Shetzlenu, Haynikroim Yanaver, Esrogim, Yanaver Esrogim, that was one type, Esroge Corsica. Italia, which is Italian, I learned about 3,000 Michel so fast, now it's French. They call him Corsicaner Esrogim. They all have bumps, vocal choker, and the twig, the stem goes into the esrog. About Sharmakum is in Raya. So only this is true about Italy, but not other places necessarily. The Gamba Simon should be also the Simon inside the esrog, but Daknu, himself check, presumably after so this. Whereas Brown is not clear to us. Therefore, it's difficult to rely on Simonim halach lamaisa. What we have to do, we're going to see in the next sif. Mishmur said the Chazim Soiver holds that you shouldn't rely on Simonim to Yimeko, and we have to go to the Mislera. In other words, place where it's muchzak from ancient years, so you are not murkov. That's the ones to take. It says the Srogim which are not Yanavin, I guess they're not from Genoa, and other places where Muksa Bakashus from ancient days, you should not take without a hechsha, that it's known that somebody testifies that they're not more covered. But Yom Sheni, you can learn this money. Even according to opinion holds on Yom Sheni, more covered as possible, you learn this money when it comes to Yom Sheni.